underground. So I'm back.
So much of my time on Earth has been about getting ready. Hi. Every single day, you prepare yourself for what's coming, hopefully. You have goals, short-term, long-term, sometimes unattainable. Doesn't matter, it's why we get up in the morning. Preparedness drives ambition. This is going to be a very long story, hopefully on a daily level, on my preparedness for an opportunity that kind of came out of nothing, but really out of a lot of hard work. If you're into that, stick around. I'd love to tell you why I'm sitting in an unfinished place that looks like it's probably somebody's basement. It's not. We'll get into that in a minute. And I want you to go on this journey with me because it's going to take like forever. So if you like what we have going on here, I like it too. Let's get started. I'm going to open this whole thing up with a little bit of background. Welcome to the middle of nowhere. This is not somebody's basement, although I've been accused of that a couple of times. This is soon to be a place to create stuff, music, movies, this stuff, I don't know. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's just far enough away and just far enough near to where I want to be in my life. So if you like this, let's go take a look around because it's going to look different in like 6 months. So here you go. Where am I? I have been asked this question like 25 times and I can't really talk about it. Why? It's not important. It's just, it's in the East Coast region of the planet. I'm more interested in what comes out of this place than where it is. So let's take a look. What is it? So it's actually, it's kind of big. It's a giant warehouse thing that has some office spaces kind of sort of built out into it. I don't know, it was like this when I got it, and it won't be like this for much longer, but the real kicker, I'm going to tell you why I decided to do this. In the top of this place is a giant loft. Take a look. So up here, and I mean up here, there is, I don't know, a lot of space. It's raining, I don't know if you can catch that. It's just a really giant space, and I figure, like, if I can't be creative in this thing, I don't deserve to call myself creative. And it goes all the way across. Look at this. Whoop. And right back down. So we're going to do something up here, hopefully, like, maybe like a live band setup kind of thing. Maybe, like, a little, like, workbench thing over here. Put some lights on. I don't know. I don't know, and it doesn't matter. The point that I'm trying to make here is that every single thing in this space will be dedicated 100% to making stuff. Right now, okay, let's go through like kind of like the downside. Okay, so there's no electricity, sort of. There's like something over there, doesn't matter. There's no lights, there's no HVAC, there's no bathroom. All of this stuff sounds like reasons not to do it. And I can't stress this enough. Every time you're presented with something like this, you're gonna find reasons not to do it. Anybody else in my position would look around and be like, it's not done yet, call me when it's there, and miss this gigantic ass opportunity to come make it something cool. Yeah, right now, there ain't no walls. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna put up walls. We're gonna finish that. We're gonna put in electrical stuff. We're gonna put in some ceiling lights and whatnot. And all of this, the whole reason I'm doing this is to document from A to B and let you guys come along and find out what that life is gonna be like. I don't know. Right now, Big Orange over here is keeping us cool, but I have to turn it off because it's really loud. Anyway, what this is gonna be, I'll take you kind of walk through. So you guys saw me kind of come in, I guess. So, you know, what is it? Where is it? Well, it's, I mean, without giving away too much, it's in the middle of nowhere. Like, it's far enough away from people where I'm not gonna be hyper annoying from being loud all times of the night and day. Nobody around. But it's also indoors where I can put up like walls and like flag this thing off for like different parts of a studio. Like, I've been making music forever. The brain, right? Like, we've been doing this forever. Now, all of a sudden, I have a place to do it. So, I don't know if anybody saw the live video. We'll do another one probably once a week. I don't know. This is the setup. It's super basic. It's just walled off. It's got a chair and a lamp because it looks cool. Hey, hi. Come back with me here. Over here, because I do happen to play drums, I also will eventually make this into a drum room. of which will be mic'd up, it'll be walled off, it'll be super soundproof, and we got 2 of them, 2 of them. All right, oh, one big, like, gotcha. There's no internet out here, like, at all. This is like the most far removed, like, distractionless place next to like another planet that I could find. So the moral of today's story is getting ready for like ever. And then when you're like ready, you're gonna feel like you're not ready yet. That's the funny part about getting prepared, is that you never feel ready. And when you finally do become ready, you're gonna be like ready to die. Like I don't want to wait that long. Let's take 5. Okay. What is this going to be all about? Well, I had something to say finally for a long time. I've always wanted to do this. I love editing, I love music, I love making things, mostly digital things, but I wasn't going to do this until I had something to say, because I think that's so, it's just like you get in front of somebody for so long and then like they never land a story. I write about this all the time. The listeners really deserve all the credit because so many people just make like noise. You gotta have something to say. So I think that's what this is gonna be about. The story of the studio that is in the middle of nowhere. We're thinking about calling it the Lampshade Emporium because it's kind of a joke. There's a lot of lampshades here. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is when you look at an opportunity, you'd never see it as an opportunity. You always see it as like this thing that you might have to do, like an obligation. You might see it as like something that you might fail at. You might see it as something other than what it really is, which is a chance to do something great. And this sounds so cheesy, and I apologize for that. I understand, but it's so real. And I never believed it myself because I heard it from a million other people. They're like, opportunity is everywhere. It's falling from the sky, man. You gotta just look up. And like, I don't know what that means. Like, I'm pretty open to like succeeding. Like, where is it? I don't understand. Well, this is what that sounded like. About a year ago, rewind the clocks back to like 2017, I started getting really vocal about not having a place to be loud. You know, back in like 2005, I used to play drums all the time and I missed it. God, after like 10 years, there's something really like physically satisfying about beating the crap out of like skins. I don't know what it is. Keeping time doesn't really matter. It's just like this really like stress relieving thing that I just didn't have anymore. Like I went off, I have a career, like I do that every day and I love what I do. I love the people that I work with. That has nothing to do with it. It was just this thing that I missed that I did for a long time and I didn't do anymore. And I started talking about it. Like, you know, I live in this, you know, kind of in the suburbs. I have a lot of neighbors. Like, it doesn't lend itself to making a lot of noise, and specifically making noise for a long time. Like, it takes the creative process is a never-ending thing. I think Joni Mitchell said it. I don't know. I'm not a historian, but like, art is never finished. It's only abandoned. Ooh. That resonates with me. So I always wanted a place to come where I could spend like the day, the weekend, the week, like take a vacation and just write all out on the page, whatever it is. And I started talking about that to people. Like, I really, really, really wish, like, just putting feelers out there, not really expecting anything, just saying it. Like, I just want a place to do that. And like most of the time I got, yeah, me too, that sounds cool. Or like something to that effect. 3 months ago, this name kept coming up over and over again. This guy that like everyone knew that I didn't know, who had this like majestic space that's like physical. All I knew about it was geographically it wasn't near people, like a lot of people. And it was really far removed, and it was probably going to be that way for a long time. That's all I'm going to say about it. They, they being, mutual friends, actually, my boss, like people that know this person all told this guy about me, but they never really connected the dots until finally, my boss, who's like he's a hero, like he's a dear friend of mine, has been for a long time, he just kind of texted me one Saturday and was like, listen, you told me this is what you wanted. This guy's definitely got it, but you're gonna have to go get it. And it just like struck me, like, what does that mean? Like, I have money, I want to give it to him. Can I just move in? He's like, no, this guy doesn't need anything you have. He's good. Like, he's set for a long time. You're gonna have to go make the deal. And I did it. Like, it's not something I'm used to doing. I sell professionally all day long, but for whatever reason, there's like this mental block. Like, you start doubting yourself. You're like, well, maybe I don't need all of this stuff. Maybe I don't need a space. Maybe I'm just never, maybe the creative thing can just happen at the kitchen table, whatever. Like, you start making all these excuses. Your body does that. And then all of a sudden you're just like, wait, tomorrow I'm not going to feel that way, and I'm going to miss this giant boat that's like very slowly going past until I can't see it anymore, and I'm going to regret that. So, you know, you get your balls about you, you put your shirt on, and you go outside and you go find the guy. And I did. And I was just like, hey man, I know you know me. I know a lot about you. I need that space. And it wasn't like I want that space or whatever. And I had like money in hand, like ready to do this. I'd seen this space maybe once before. Like, I didn't really look under the hood a whole lot. I just knew, geographically speaking, it's where I wanted to be. And we did the deal. And he was just like, okay, here's your key. And then it was real. All of a sudden, all like 11, 25, I don't know what it was, a lot of years, all of a sudden just like, whoom, like right into each other, and everything became real. And you walk in on your first day and you look around and you're like, you don't see like all the warts. You don't see the fact that like there's very little electricity. Like, you don't mind like the fact that it's like 25,000 degrees in here. You don't mind any of that shit. All you care about is that you have a place to make it. And that's what this is. At the end of the day, I want this to be a kind of a moralist story of not quitting, always being prepared, and never, ever stepping up to the microphone worried that no one's gonna give a shit. You gotta stop that. Somebody, I don't care who it is, somebody out there is gonna find something you have to say and relate. And that's all this is. We're trying to connect. It's social at the very basic level. Thank you. Let's do this again. It was fun.
So I'm back.